I have a consultation with Cody here, like 5 minutes, so.
For those of you listening out there, what Logan's saying is after consulting with me,
yeah.
to worry about money. I'm totally kidding, but that's fantastic, man. That's awesome. I'm proud of you and so happy for what happens and is happening in your life, man. Just keep crushing it.
Okay, that consultation with Cody went great. Now I'm heading into the city and I'm gonna get a couple videos done. I'm gonna get a couple other things done that I need to work. Then I'm gonna hit the gym hard. And it's funny because I took like 2 or 3 weeks off from the gym just since I was traveling and I wasn't home. And now that I'm like back in, I'm like killing myself. Like my arms and body is just so sore. Ow! It's been so long since I've been in this city. I've been looking for a quiet place to make this video. So I have some information I want to share. But everyone's just so loud, so I'm gonna walk over to this side of the parking garage. What is up, guys? My name is Logan and I'm a daily vlogger. I'm here to encourage you guys to defy the odds, no matter what the odds are. And today I wanna talk about something that I've been asked tons of times. First off, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being you. I posted a video yesterday about just like, it was a more in-depth version of my story and what's happened to me in the past, and in my opinion, it's blown up. It's just went over 400 views so far in 24 hours, and that's a big deal for me. Like, just the fact that many people care. And it just happened to be a video that I was just most raw. I cried in it. Like, it was the deepest video I've ever made, deepest thing I've ever created. But today I want to talk about the diet I am on, the diet I have done, all the knowledge I have learned for Crohn's disease and what I should be eating. So for me, the best way for me to judge what I should be eating wasn't just to follow some random diet that I found online. It was to listen to my body. If something felt like it'd make me bloated or upset my stomach or take away energy or make me tired, then that was something I would try to avoid. One thing I've heard that I completely agree is that your diet, when it comes to your diet, it's more important to pay attention to what you're avoiding than to pay attention to what you're eating. Because for Crohn's disease, you have like trigger foods, and if you eat those foods, you'll put your stomach into like just a downfall pretty much. So you want to find those foods, you hear that? And just completely avoid them. What's so challenging when it comes to a diet for Crohn's disease and like colitis is everything's different. A diet might be the best diet in the world for me, and it might not work for you at all. We can be complete opposites even though we have the same disease or problem or whatever you want to call it. But there is a common list that I found on the internet that seems to be pretty close to what my body agrees with, so this is something you might want to try out if you're having the same issues. These things that you want to avoid include alcohol, butter, soda, corn husk, fatty foods, high fiber foods, gas producing foods, nuts, seeds, raw fruit, raw vegetables, red meat, pork, spicy foods, and whole grain. Now, for the majority, yes, I think that's correct. But if some of those things are things that you love, you can eat any of them as long as you're like eating a small amount of them and you're spreading it out. You're just eating them in moderation, and your body should be able to handle it, just depending on how severe your stomach is. Now I want to talk about my personal diet story that I tried 2017 it was. So I heard about this diet called the Plant Paradox by Stephen Gundry. Long story short, amazing diet, but I want to say what happened and why I don't want to do it anymore. So I started this diet and it was pretty much like vegetarian, and it also cut out a lot of things like fruit and tomatoes and like things that I didn't realize were bad for me. And the diet was so strict, and I 100% believe everything he said in the book just because it made sense. He built the diet around, like, we have man-made foods in our diet today that we shouldn't be eating. There's just a lot of stuff that we created that our bodies and our species didn't naturally eat. So he built this diet around those things that we naturally ate before we could create things, before we made any of this other food. And I ate this diet for, it was over 6 months, I think it was. Within the first 2 weeks, I went from being able to run like 2 miles and hitting a wall and my legs getting tired and my body getting tired to be able to run 10 miles and not get tired at all. I had more energy afterwards. Like, I don't know what it was, but something chemically and like physically changed within my body when I was on this diet. And it was amazing. And it did take a lot of work because I had to make all my meals, and that's where the problem came in. I moved to Florida to go to college, and just college and trying to start a business that I failed at, and just all these things piled up, and I didn't have enough time to cook. So I'd start just eating like a normal college kid, and I'd like eat pizza, and I'd get Mexican food from across the street, and I'd order Uber Eats just because it was easy. And that's where it went downhill. He said that as long as you get back on the diet after a cheat meal, you'll be fine. He even had different scenarios where he said, once you get off this diet, when you're on it, your body will freak out. That's exactly what happened to me. My body went in a crazy downward spiral. I got an abscess and I tried to treat that and I felt terrible. And then I got really sick, and then I got a stomach infection. And if you heard any of my story, if you heard my video I posted yesterday, then the whole second part of that, I believe, is from me trying to get off this diet. My body was at such a peak health, and it was just doing amazing, that when I put all these other foods into it that we man-made and created, and I shouldn't have been putting into my body, but I didn't have a choice at the time, my body freaked out and literally shut down. For 2 months straight, I was laying in bed, I couldn't digest food. I lost 40 pounds. I got really sick. I had to move back home. I went to the hospital. They found it. They told me they'd have to take out all my intestine. They told me I'd have to have an ostomy bag on me for the rest of my life. It was a big struggle. And it wasn't this diet's fault. It was my fault because I was getting off this diet. It proves how much diet can control your life. I've almost lost my life because of my diet. And now I'm on a much looser diet just so I don't get in that routine where I have to eat that strict. Now I can eat some pizza if I want some pizza. I can eat these different things and still be safe. For my diet now, it's basically just healthy things. I stick to general whole foods. Like, I try to make all my own food. I stick with like chicken, ground turkey. I usually make tacos with that. I eat chicken and rice and very basic stuff. I avoid fast food at all costs. I avoid soda. I haven't had a soda in like 3 years. I avoid a lot of things that most people eat. And when I go out to eat, I stick with chicken. I stick with shrimp. I stick with very simple things that I understand are clean. And then if I do have a bad meal and I don't feel good, I will just chow down on a huge salad, or I'll eat chicken fried rice, homemade chicken fried rice that is. And I stick to simple, clean foods. And that keeps me happy, that keeps me running. And if you're in the same situation as I am, just listen to your body. Eat what you want, but pay attention and make sure that it's what your body wants too. And as long as you pay attention and eat those bad things in moderation and just make sure that you're feeling as good as possible, then I think you should be good. I wish you guys the best. And disclaimer, I am not a dietitian. I don't study diets. I just go off what makes me feel good. And I've still managed to stay alive these last couple years, so I think I'm doing okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you didn't hear me, my name is Logan. I'm a daily vlogger. I'm here to encourage you guys to defy the odds by doing exactly what I've been doing and just defying what the doctors are telling me. Ooh, that's windy. And defying life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.